Fast auf den Tag genau vor 100 Jahren, meine Damen und Herren, ist Igor Strawinsky geboren, der russische Komponist, der in Frankreich berühmt wurde und in den USA heimisch. Einer der Großen der zeitgenössischen Musik und einer, der bis ins hohe Alter die Fähigkeit behielt, neue Anregungen aufzugreifen, sich zu wandeln. Nun ist es nicht meine Aufgabe, hier über Strawinsky zu sprechen, das dürfte anderwärts zur Genüge geschehen. Ich soll Ihnen vielmehr das dreiteilige Filmporträt vorstellen, das Richard Leacock und Rolf Liebermann 1965 mit Strawinsky, über Strawinsky, für den Norddeutschen Rundfunk gedreht haben und das heute aus gegebenem Anlass natürlich noch einmal im Programm steht. Das aber bringt mich in eine etwas heikle Situation. Sie müssen wissen, ich leitete von 1965 bis 1968 hier im Fernsehen des NDR die Musikredaktion. Ich bin für die 3 Filme also in einem gewissen Sinn verantwortlich, auch wenn sie aufgrund der, Konstellationen, die damals vorlagen, meinem direkten Zugriff entzogen waren. Ich habe mich seinerzeit, das steht außer Zweifel, mit ihnen 100%ig identifiziert. Ich sehe sie jetzt, nach 17 Jahren, zum ersten Mal wieder. Was sehe ich? Wie sehe ich sie? Ich sehe sie zunächst als Dokumente, also inhaltsbezogen, und frage mich, ob sie ihrem Gegenstand gerecht werden. Sagen sie etwas aus über Strawinsky. Bringen sie uns Strawinsky näher. Helfen sie unserem Verständnis auf die Sprünge. Ich sehe sie weiter als Filme, filmische Werke, ganz unhistorisch, ohne zu berücksichtigen, wann und wie sie entstanden sind, und überlege mir, haben sie als ästhetische Objekte Bestand? Ich sehe sie schließlich als Publikationen in einem benennbaren geschichtlichen Kontext, einem programmpolitischen Kontext auch, den sie mitdefinierten, und denke darüber nach, ob sie so betrachtet erfolgreich waren, ob sie etwas bewirkten, am Ende gar das, was wir uns von ihnen erhofft hatten. Ein ganzer Rattenschwanz von Fragen also. Ich werde sie so kurz wie möglich zu beantworten versuchen, will sie jetzt aber nicht länger aufhalten. Hier gleich der erste der 3 Filme. Er beginnt mit einer Aufzeichnung aus dem Hamburger NDR-Studio und gibt Ihnen die Gelegenheit, eines der nur selten gespielten Werke aus Strawinskys Spätzeit kennenzulernen, Introitus für Männerchor und Kammerensemble, vollendet am 17. Februar 1965.
1218 North Weatherly Drive, Beverly Hills, California. Das Haus Strawinskys. Der Meister selbst, rechts im Bild unsere reizende Tonmeisterin, das ist Pierre Boulez und Mrs. Strawinsky. Boulez hatte gerade ein Konzert in Los Angeles und war auf Besuch bei den Strawinskys. Vera Strawinsky, die Malerin und Gattin des Meisters, Strawinsky selbst. Pictures around. I see many Stravinskys here hanging around. Well, this is the famous Picasso.
A very flattering thing. He assured me that I will never change.
Good.
I think that's a very bad thing not to change.
Off. Let's see.
Very bad thing not to change. I have no more hairs. Here I had hairs, as you see.
You? Well, take your glasses off. Let's see how you change.
Oh yes, that's true.
No, just to see the comparison.
Yeah.
You didn't change at all.
I have only one glass.
Yeah. A monocle you have there.
No, not a monocle. That was just a part of my glasses.
Oh, I see. But here, that's much later, isn't it? It's Giacometti's.
That's a Giacometti. It's a very strange man.
This is a Giacometti too, isn't it?
Yeah, I like Giacometti very much.
Wow.
I am much more interested in his pictures and his designs than his famous sculpture.
Yeah.
I just read a letter I received from my daughter-in-law, Françoise, the wife of Sulima, from Paris. The music and the musical repertoire of the concerts are horrible. It's the most reactionary place in the world. We were told that Malraux finds the music a minor art.
Oh.
That's very hübsch.
Yeah. Very hübsch.
Very hübsch. So, but she thinks, but I don't see the difference before Malraux and during Malraux.
Yeah.
That may be because of Malraux finds it's minor. If it's minor, it's not important to change.
Of course. Only during the Louis XIV time it was a good thing to be a musician, I think.
Too.
Huh?
Earlier.
Earlier.
Burgundy?
Louis XIV was
Well,
not
Lully,
so interesting.
Couperin,
Yeah.
Rameau. Well, quite considerable composer.
No, Rameau was not more considerable as Rimsky-Korsakov.
Non. Les Indes Galantes, c'est quand même impressionnant.
Je ne sais pas.
Ne l'ai pas
No.
entendu.
Je ne sais pas. Je n'étais pas impressionné.
No?
Non.
All these manuscripts were sent over from Switzerland. at the end
Das
of
ist
the war.
Robert Kraft, die rechte Hand des Meisters.
Yeah, that's an A major.
That's an A major, yes?
A major.
Nobody could
Here.
identify these things, so I put them all in order.
Oh.
Found them, said this belongs to this piece, that piece.
Well, that's a story which I would like to know. How
Yeah.
did you get in contact with the Stravinskys? How did this come? What is now?
Well, I used to have a chamber orchestra when I was a student in New York, and I played a lot of music by Stravinsky. Look at this queasy line. And Mr. Strawinsky asked me to come out here and do just this, go through lots of manuscripts and identify scraps according to their published order and so on. So I got quite fascinated, especially in this one, in Les Noces, because there were so many versions, and I think you can trace almost a history of, excuse me, of contemporary music in these, a process of free choice, the breakdown of the huge orchestra. This, I believe, is a sketch for this first complete version of the first scene, which is for a chamber group of solo stringed instruments, and the cymbalum, which is a Hungarian instrument.
Ich konnte Cymbalum spielen.
Yeah?
Oh yes.
Like this?
Ich habe es gekauft in Genf.
Ah, ja.
Ich habe es gekauft. Für 1.500 Franken.
Das war viel Geld damals.
viel Geld, aber ich habe es gekauft und ich hatte es mehrere Jahre gehabt. Weil ich mehr das nicht brauchte. Ich habe Debussy das gezeigt in Paris. Und er war entzückt. Er hat es auch etwas geschrieben für Cembalo. Nie, aber man kann nicht finden, jemanden, der das spielt. Da habe ich selbst gelernt, das zu spielen. Ich hatte einen Teacher, der jetzt gestorben ist. Ich habe verschiedene Hämmerchen gehabt.
Here's the first sketch of Les Noces, which is dated 1913. I suppose that is from which collection of Russian folk texts?
Es ist interessant, dass Strawinsky sämtliche Manuskripte seines ganzen Lebens aufgehoben hat. Sie sind alle jetzt in einer Bank in Los Angeles.
Papuena Paisley. Drunken song. Song of a drunker. Kirevsky, which was lost when I came here. And I left everything, you know, to be sold.
Here is the complete. My God, that's me. Here's the final version of Les Noces for 4 pianos and cymbal, xylophone, other percussion instruments. What was the determining factor in the final choice of 4 pianos? When do you remember exactly when you hit on this idea?
Yeah, it was in Paris that I found this combination. I looked very long time for the combination with which was not an orchestra, what we call orchestra, and where all the instruments which you just enumerated, you know, in the old version, could be used by somebody who will not compromise them. Pianos. The only piano can do it. But 1 piano was not enough. 2 pianos were a pair of piano. It was like, you know, a concerto for 2 pianos and something, you know. And 4 pianos make an orchestra.
Yes.
In 4 pianos, I was absolutely free. It was only the percussion which continued the piano, because piano is also a percussion instrument, you know. So I had the idea to make a piece of music for a voice and percussion. Voice was solo and chorus, and percussion was piano, xylophone, and all the other percussion instruments. There were nothing, kein Bläser, kein Blasinstrument. Blasen, das was a human instrument. Wind was the human voice. That is the main problem of the Nos. Blasen und, wie sagt man, schlagen. Nichts anderes zu suchen.
Lunch bei Strawinskys. Boulez war zum Mittagessen gekommen.
And each time I was there, I must say... coffee, yes. But I have to ask questions about... Because I discovered some things which are not really right in my score, at least.
Oh.
And there is, at the end, especially the all chords, there is 1 bar too much.
Yeah.
Because the spacing of the last chords are always 8 quarters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And suddenly there is one with 11, and I think that's just a misprint.
Es dreht sich wiederum um Noss, die Boulez in Paris dirigieren wird und bei denen einen Fehler entdeckt hat.
Et puis 3-5 et 3-8. Puis 3 et 3-6 et 2-8. Et puis là, il y a un ré dièse qui est faux, enfin c'est do dièse. Et puis vous avez toujours 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2,
Er beweist mathematisch, dass in der gedruckten Partitur der Noss, die jetzt seit 35 Jahren verwendet wird, ein gedruckter Fehler steht, der nie bemerkt worden ist bisher.
Je suis à peu près persuadé de ça.
Plutôt ici.
Ici. Oui,
Ici.
ils ont reporté ici la correction que vous aviez fait ici.
C'est ça.
Manifestement, la continuité rythmique, c'est 8,
Oui.
contre le rythme de 3, justement. Et
Parfaitement.
justement, ça, il y a un 11 qui est inexplicable, enfin, et qui est juste explicable par une erreur d'impression.
Je crois que c'est cette mesure qui est fausse. La première.
Simplement, il n'y a qu'à supprimer la barre de mesure ici et faire une mesure à 3, 4. Ça fait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Si vous supprimez simplement cette barre de mesure qui a été ajoutée après, je crois que c'est... Non, non.
Strawinsky hat sich überzeugen lassen, er korrigiert den Fehler.
Je n'ai pas remarqué ça.
Oui, oui.
Maintenant, je me souviens, je n'ai pas remarqué ça. Il y a 2 mesures à 3 temps.
Oui.
C'est beaucoup trop.
Oui. Et ça rend
Et ça rend
la rythmique.
Well, what did you find out?
Mistake.
A mistake.
Yes.
And you found it.
Yes.
The first one who found it.
It's zweimal.
After how many?
No, no, that's
That's right.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because the periodicity of the chord is always 8
Yes.
quarters. And just once that was 11. And I thought that there was a misprint. That was normal. And suddenly you had 11 with no sense. So I want to make really a good performance now, I have to say. On fait je crois un très bel ensemble, un très bel ensemble. Les solistes au début de la scène, sur les côtés du chœur, et les danseurs au milieu.
Boulez beschreibt jetzt, wie die Bühne aussehen wird bei der Aufführung der Noss in der Oper in Paris, die er dirigieren wird. Choreografie von Maurice Béjart.
Après, on couvre la fosse complètement avec une toile. On met l'orchestre sur un tréteau, sur la scène de Renard, et on fait une deuxième formule de spectacle avec l'orchestre élevé sur un tréteau, les danseurs devant. Je trouve que c'était une bonne idée, non?
Très
Ouais.
bon.
Ouais.
Vous avez eu cette idée.
Oui,
Bravo.
Oui.
Thank you.
parce que je pense que c'est vraiment,
Oui, très bien.
c'est vraiment important d'avoir 3 différents rapports entre les...
Très bien.
Das Programm ist Noss, Renard und Sacre de Printemps.
Un entracte, enfin déjà un petit entracte entre Noss et Renard,
Oui.
et puis après un grand entracte, on fait le sacre.
Avec qui?
Avec Péjart. Et je trouve que c'est le seul chorégraphe qu'on a pu trouver en Europe parce qu'il n'y en a pas d'autres
Qui fait ça?
actuellement. Béjart.
Jerry
Déjà.
Robbins is doing it.
C'est qu'il a détourné le sens du sacre, en fait. Parce que le sacre, pour moi, enfin, je sais pas, pour vous, je suppose aussi, enfin, on n'est pas sûr finalement, mais je suppose que pour vous, c'était un rite de mort. Puisqu'au fond, il y a quelqu'un qui était tué
Oui.
pour que le printemps puisse renaître.
Oui,
C'est ça l'idée.
parfaitement.
Tandis qu'il en fait quelque chose comme une espèce d'hymne à la vie, directement,
Oui.
sans passer par la mort.
C'est ça qui m'a beaucoup gêné.
Oui, mais je trouve ça aussi,
Ça
c'est
qui
complètement...
m'a beaucoup gêné.
C'est à côté de l'argument. Je veux bien qu'on ne se préoccupe pas beaucoup de l'argument russe du début, très bien, parfait, mais
C'est pas russe.
qu'on garde le sens,
Oui,
le
oui.
sens rituel de ça.
Parfaitement.
Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est pas russe?
Non, pourquoi c'est russe? Parce que c'était conçu en Russie.
Ouais.
Mais il n'y a rien de russe là-dedans.
Non, et surtout, je trouve que vraiment c'est un rite mortuaire qui conduit à l'existence.
Oui.
Ouais, c'est pour moi.
Oui.
Un rite de
Parce
mort,
que
ouais.
tout est vers la danse
Oui,
sacrale.
oui, c'est ça, oui.
Tout est vers la danse sacrale. There were 3 obvious mistakes, very obvious, which we immediately liquidated. Solitaire.
Je vous reconnais là.
The Monteverdi portrait.
That's-
And upstairs, it's Gesualdo, or who?
No, Josquin de Pré. Josquinus de Prensis.
Yeah, yeah. And the other one is?
The little one is Schubert.
Schubert, yeah.
18 Jahre alt, Schubert. 18 years old, Schubert.
And then there are the Cocteau designs, huh?
The Cocteau designs, sehr heiß. So.
Who is it?
That Diaghilev.
Which one is Diaghilev? The fat one, here.
Diaghilev, the big one.
Yeah.
And Nijinsky.
That's Nijinsky.
That Nijinsky. Diaghilev and Nijinsky. Here I show you a group of friends looking at looking from a box in the theater. Certes, Madame Certes, Diaghilev, Cocteau himself. That's Cocteau's designs.
When did you use for the first time a Latin text? In Oedipus Rex? Was that the first Latin composition?
Yeah.
Huh?
I asked Cocteau to compose a libretto for Oedipus. A libretto, I said, which must be a very banal libretto.
Yeah.
Was a big public.
Yeah.
To understand nothing, to see all the movements and to conclude, you know. But very banal. And he composed me a libretto which was Wagnerian. But I said, it's not banal, that's Wagnerian. And I did much more simple libretto, a libretto for everybody. Nobody understands Wagnerian librettos. Even Wagner didn't understand. Even Hitler didn't understand it in his prison. Now, he said, my dear, pas d'inquiétude, je vais te faire un autre. Don't worry, I will do another one. And he did another one which was a little bit less Wagnerian. I said, this is still Wagnerian. And he said that, my dear, it's a pleasure to work with you. I will make a third libretto. It was very nice. And the third libretto, he did it just as Italian operas. That's what I need. And, you know, he gave me the French text, and now I said that you will find me a good Latinist to translate it in Latin, and I will put the music on Latin text.
Oh, he didn't do it himself in Latin?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. It was a very famous man, you heard the name, Daniello.
Ah, oui. And Daniello translated the French version by Cocteau into Latin.
Into Latin, and I did the music. As soon as I received it, I started the music immediately, Nice.
But I wonder, you said before that you think that Sarko is only a success in the last 5-6 years.
That's a real success.
Yeah.
I like very much this corner. When I played in Venice the first time, the Diaghilev, he said, wird es lange dauern?
No. Will it last long?
Ja, ik zou zo lange wie es interesting is. As long as it is interesting. And in the interest of it was, you know, of course, the chord was rather a new chord, you know, 8 notes chord. But the accents were even more new.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the accents were really the foundation of the whole thing. That's good. That I don't say that this is, you know, the organ point. The organ point where others are. Tam tiraram beram tiradim tam 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 tiram tiradim tam tam tim tam tiraram pim pam paradim pam pam pim, and so on and so on. That's very good. But the accompaniment, I could find something more interesting than it is. It is not on the same level of interest as other things in the Sacre du Printemps. They speak always about me as the main thing, the composer of Sacre. And they don't think that I compose Traini. They, how do you pronounce Traini? How do you spell it?
I loved it, you know, Trainee.
Yeah.
I remember when we did it, you know, when we made the tour together with Trainee and the Ninth Beethoven together, you know? Remember? First part of the concert was Trainee, second part was the Ninth Beethoven conducted by the It was very interesting, juxtaposition.
That's very strange. Also, my relation with the Ninth Symphony of Beethoven are not very brilliant. For me, that's a very boring symphony. Boring. They are wonderful pages. Nobody can say the contrary. But I must say that my favorite symphonies of Beethoven are the second, fourth, the eighth, the seventh, maybe the sixth and the fifth. The fifth is too often played to be a judge. It's immer dieselbe Grütze.
I think the fourth is really absolutely out. And the introduction to the fourth symphony is just something unbelievable. Beautiful.
Dieser lieber Composer Weber, der konnte das nicht vertragen. He found it just as absurd as Benjamin found Boulet's music absurd. It is the signature of Karl Maria von Weber, because this what you see
is
here
printed.
Is printed. Und also man hat Weber gefragt, der Großfürsten zu schreiben, etwas zu schreiben. Hat geschrieben, wie Gott will, Karl Maria von Weber. And close to Weber, we have
Close
Weber.
to Weber, we have Weber. And what is your favorite composer? Gesualdo, Monteverdi?
No, not today.
Not today.
Not today. I'm in quite a different mood. I like very much Machot. That's very close to me and to my musical mind. And on the other hand, I'm very close to Webern, much closer than to Schoenberg.
Yeah, and Machot and Weber are very close too.
You see, it is why I am close, but less to Schoenberg. I have immense respect for Schoenberg. But you know, I have not immense love as I have for the variations of Webern.
Und da wird die Reihe exponiert am Anfang, oder?
Die Reihe wird exponiert, ja. Die fangen an.
Das ist eines der letzten Werke von Strawinsky, das er hier vorspielt. Es heißt Introitus und ist T.S. Eliot gewidmet.
Sehr pünktlich. Ich soll nur da sehen, was für Schöcken sie haben. Die Schöcken sollen Hartfilter sein. Hartfilter.
Und Piano.
Und Piano. Die ganze
Stück
Sache,
ist Piano,
das ganze Stück ist Piano.
Und Timpani ist dann...
Ja. Zusammen. C'est un un chant mortuaire.
Wir sind jetzt in Hamburg. Das ist der Chor des Norddeutschen Rundfunks, das Symphonieorchester des Norddeutschen Rundfunks. Robert Kraft probiert Introitus in Memoriam T.S. Eliot im Studio des Norddeutschen Rundfunks in Hamburg.
Sie haben einen Bogen und ich habe gehört zweimal. Nein, nicht zweimal.
What about the last chord?
The last chord?
Should be two. If it's not, if there is not two bows on the last chord, you cannot have a half note. All right. It's 5 Minuten Pause.
Je n'ai pas compris ce que vous avez dit à sujet de la dernière mesure.
Unless he changes the bow here, they cannot last very long.
Oh,
I don't know
I
what
see.
to do. Cannot last in any case a whole measure like that.
Of course not. But I don't know.
Especially with a double stop, if it's going to make any sound.
Like a pedal.
First of all, I must say that's the first time I hear the timpani playing with some pitch, because it sounded like a bass drum until now. They play very well with pitch. There's really nothing to do with this. The only question is what you want to do with the chorus. Now the chorus should probably be a little more tranquillo and so on. Maybe more distinction when they speak. Maybe the speaking should be louder, and maybe some of the singing softer, because it's controlled by microphone in any case. But I find it very good.
Just try it out.
You know, I think that's right when they say perpetua.
Perpetua.
That's
Perpetua.
perpetua. Is it
In
German
we
Latin is
speak
the best in
German
the world
Latin.
today.
Perpetua.
German
Perpetua.
Perpetua. Ich glaubte, ich habe immer ausgesprochen
They say
Perpetua.
Perpetua.
requiem.
Das habe ich
Requiem.
Yeah,
Requiem.
it's a clearer pronunciation than we have.
Requiem und Perpetua.
Requiem is right. But you know,
All
Perpetua,
right,
that's
do
the
it one
first time.
through, and then we make a recording.
Gut. Etwas starker und rhythmisch. Ja. Mehr staccato. 8, 9. Ist. Schön. 13 bitte. Ja. Nur 13. 13. Ja, ist 2, ja,
less of talking than us.
Het was zo schade, de laatste part.
Listen, that's very good, actually. Speaking is too loud, I would say.
Too loud.
Speaking is too loud.
Two speakings.
The speakings generally, the chorus on the whole is loud, but that doesn't, I think that's the principal voice, isn't it? But I think the chorus should really speak mezza voce and not this bang, you know? They are too loud. And now at the end, viola and contrabass. The violist. And here, Maestro, I've discovered
Sind wir wieder in Hollywood?
absolutely sensational to find two pictures of Wagner in your
And
working
I
room.
like very much these pictures. That was the period of
Tannhäuser,
Tannhäuser.
And this
And
is
this
the
was
Renoir. Huh?
that was a famous Renoir who went to Palermo, and Wagner received Renoir, was a young painter, not so famous then as today.
All the same, I'm astonished that you have Wagner in your studio.
I have not only in my studio, I have Wagner in my my head.
Mm.
I have very often Wagner in my ears,
Mm-hmm.
which is maybe also in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think very much about Wagner today, much more than I thought maybe 20 years ago.
Well, you were in a revolutionary state then when you were against him.
I was against him for right reasons,
Yeah.
as I am for him now, also for right
I
reasons.
see. Only a wise man changes his mind.
It will not change, it adds.
Yeah, it adds.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. Mm.
a great musician couldn't do bad things,
Mm.
couldn't do.
Mm.
That I thought about, not only about le mal qu'il faisait à certaines choses.
Oui, exactement.
That's very difficult to translate le mal,
Oui.
the harm.
The harm which he did to
He
many
did-
things, yes.
He did to certain things in music,
Yes,
and he did.
yeah.
And everybody who is creating did harm to something.
Yeah.
But this something has to defend itself against the harm.